Hey Captain Kruger, this is Cadet Chris Boyle and Jack Dingle coming at you with deliverable 2-3. Here you see our R code. We're going to run through that before we get to the Excel, where we'll then show you our final product. So jumping right into it, you see we have our 4 different types of charts open. Our pie plots over polygons, contour heat maps, point map, and spatial heat map. Okay, so for this first one, we're going to highlight the whole thing and Control Enter. It's going to try the URL. I'll pause it while it runs that. Okay, so our line code doesn't view it in R, but it did populate here, you see in our folder. So closing that out and moving on to the next line of code with the contour heat maps. We'll again highlight all of that. Control Enter. Give it some time. Okay, and then again, this one didn't view in R, but it did show up on our document. And then for the next one with our point map, we'll do the same thing. Control Enter. Okay, this one actually viewed for us. So there's that, and then the spatial heat maps last. Okay, and then again, sir, this one also isn't viewing, but if you see right here with our spatial heat map, it was just created 145, and there it is. What we did with all these PNG files is we put them in this folder called charts, because that's what we'll pull from when it comes to the VBA code, which you'll see right now. Okay, so right here, all of this highlighted is from deliverable 2-2, and the only thing we included in the third deliverable is the create PowerPoint and import PNG functions. So with the import PNG, we followed these 3 steps, and it worked out for us because we kept charts as the same title that it's drawing from, and then created that folder in our documents to pull those PNG files up. Then again, we did the same thing here, and it created our PowerPoint. So this whole thing is linked to our user interface. So if you press the See My Graphs button, it'll come up with the same how many columns of charts question you insert to, and it will auto-populate the PowerPoint and the Excel document. We'll pull our PowerPoint over here. You can see all of our graphs in the first 6, and then for some reason it's duplicating the image twice, the PNG files twice when it puts it in our PowerPoint. But you may see that there's some problems with our graphs here and here. We don't know why that's happening when we run everything off of the user interface, but run individually they look fine. I'll show you, for example, we'll pull up our VBA code. For example, our bar plot by type, if we run line by line with this Excel in the background, we can see what it does, and it has to overwrite some data, and then if we bring this aside, you can see that it's correct. So we don't know what's happening when everything runs at the same time. Okay, so and then our other graph that's messing up on us is the attacks by month. Again, that's only happening when it runs off the user interface, but when run individually, as you'll see now, line by line, it somehow there's data already there. You overwrite it, insert the correct graph, and you'll see it looks like that. Okay, so sir, our overall approach to our design was to put everything on the user interface and allow the PowerPoint to show everything without duplicates. But as you can see, our approach kind of failed because it included duplicates, and for some reason the See My Graphs link didn't produce the correct graphs when run individually. So right approach, incorrect actually running the code. So that's a weakness of ours. The weakness is that the graphs don't actually look right. These two is what I'm referring to. But everything else looks good, so that's our strength. We have a pretty seamless line of code that puts it in here very nicely. It's all together. And all you have to do is press this button and type in 2 when the window pops up, which highlights our signs of genius for our user interface. For future work, we're going to suggest that we need to modify the code to include correct graphs. And also a big thing with the your data is to create some kind of code that deletes information that doesn't include the latitude and longitude, because what we had to do was come in here manually and delete the lines of code for latitude and longitude that didn't include anything. And other than that, I think we're done here. Again, this is Cadet Boyle and Dingle with Deliverable 2-3, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.